Good evening, sim racing fans, and welcome to the virtual heartland of American short track racing. We're coming to you live for the Stubby Snacks 130 at the freshly repaved Iowa Speedway. Welcome in, sim racing fans. My name is Sean Stammy on Stam Studio Network. You might be able to guess it at this point. I got the one, the only, the Justin, the commentator up with me here tonight. Justin, beautiful, beautiful race evening here tonight.
What it do, people out there in YouTube land and wherever you're watching from? We are here for the Stubby Snacks race here at Iowa for the coveted corn stalk. But that's what we're going to call it. I guess that's what you get when you get the coveted corn stalk. I don't know why it's fun to say, but it is. But anyway, glad to be here. Man, the little bull ring that is Iowa, such a fun little track. I mean, kind of races like a half mile, but I mean, it's got the intensity of like a Richmond, a Bristol, a Martinsville. So call it what you want to, but we are in for a treat tonight.
I think we're also going to get the transition, I believe, from midday to nighttime here tonight. So also changing track conditions, something we're going to have to keep an eyeball on here tonight. What's up, Travis? We see you down there live in YouTube land. Good luck here tonight. There you see Iowa. We go to Watkins Glen next week, and then, well, you might ask, well, it looks a whole lot similar to the real-life Cup Series schedule. That's because we follow it to a T here in the Bump and Run Cup Series. Before we get live to a virtual trackside action, man, Justin, we are still really got some nice battles up here in the points. I believe that's only 45 there separating Kyler McCarthy and the old Justin Steves machine. Also the Mice Mobile sitting P3 in the points. Chris Campbell, Robbie Bice, Brandon Moore, Tyler Massey, Brian Huntland Jr., and Tyler Myers rounding up the top 9 in the points.
All these guys have been putting in some good work. Last week was kind of a miss in a match. A lot of action going on there. So we're going to take a look at our track conditions. 81 degrees outside, 52% humidity, partly cloudy, 13-mile-an-hour winds. So pretty much picture perfect day here in the plains of Iowa. Ought to make for some good racing. Now, Sean, I know you probably cut a lot of laps here. I've cut a decent amount of laps here. But, man, this place got so many grooves you can run for. The main line you want to stick with is that inside, but, man, you can get a lot of momentum out there on the outside.
That's definitely going to be a talking point here tonight, especially with that newly repaved surface. It's bumpier than the bumpiest back road that you know there on that back and front straightaway. But into the turns there, you've got quite a bit of grip to work with. Talking about grip, man, Chris Campbell, he's going to slap it out there on the pole, number 68 for KBM Motorsports. 23.229, extremely fast lap times here tonight from Iowa Speedway. How about Cameron Smith, though, driver number 9, going to slap it right there beside him on the starting row. Austin Mice, Jaden Sanchez J, and Tyler Massey. Kyler McCarthy, they're out of the W Energy Chevrolet Camaro, starts outside the third row here tonight.
Dag Dusher going to be in the 7th slot, the 22 machine. Charles Van Schwitt going to be in the 8th slot. Mark Berry, 9 hold, the number 25 machine. Dale Rapp in 10th. Mike Allen in 11th, new name with us here. And Matthew Fitz, the Monster Energy number 69 hot rod, going to be in the 12th position.
Huge field here tonight. I believe we're working with just about 30 drivers. Samuel Archibald, Travis Farmer, Brian Huntley Jr., Philip Briggsman, Tyler Myers, Joe Stipe, Anthony Lane out of SFR Racing slaps at their P19, Xavier Salgado, Josh Small, David Berry, Miguel Campo, and Justin Steves up there, second runner within the point standings. Justin will put it there 24th in qualifying. Brandon Moore, goodness gracious, way back there, missed the mark in qualifying by 9.5 seconds. Stan Mayberry, Willie B. Roberts, Robert Armal, and Matt Bryant all not able to put in a qualifying lap here tonight. Welcome in, welcome in. We already see it, the YouTube chat popping off here. Can't do it without you. Also can't be doing it out there with the sponsors and affiliates help there. You'll be seeing them cycle in the top right of the screen. Alpha One Foundation, Admin Box, Extreme Scoring Graphics, Mad Dog Graphics, Cotton Bowl Speedway, Race to Stop Suicide. They just keep on coming. Bearded Bear Custom Hides. Make sure you keep an eye up there on the top right before we get started. Speaking of getting started, Justin, we are finally rolling. Chris Campbell, driver, I don't think that we've we've seen him put it up there on the pole yet this season. 68, very fast in quali. Short run speed is quite different compared to long run speed, especially from a 0.8 mile speedway. We'll have to see if Chris Campbell continues to show this speed within the 70% fuel runs. Cameron Smith and Austin Mice, though, that Mice machine up there, third within the point standings, Justin. I know we're not even turning lap 1 here, but Austin Mice machine might be my driver to watch here tonight.
3 blind mice there. It's just one bad fast mice. So he's had a lot of speed the past couple of weeks, still searching for the dub of the year, but I think Austin's got a bad fast number 97 Tony setup shop hot rod tonight. But don't count out Zach Dusha. I don't believe Zach was with us last week in Indy. It's good to have him back here at Iowa tonight. But man, you never can count out a lot of these other players, Matt. You got Kyler, you've got Brian Huntley, you got Matthew Fitz. And don't count out that 8 hot rod. He may be in the back with just a little bit of trouble here. You little brake check here or there going into the corner, out of the corner can really upset the tires. So I'm keeping an eye on that 8. I think he'll be a big mover in tonight's race.
All righty, well, ladies and gentlemen, we've waited a whole nother week for it. We're about to be green flag racing up here in corn country.
Time to go racing as they dive off into turn number 1. The inside line takes the lead. He's going to be making the momentum. That 9 machine, oh, what a move. Oh, my, I think he lost it. Oh, Lord.
Golly, not Cameron Smith. They're already dropping 2 P10 here. Lost it on the back straightaway. Somehow gathers it back up here. Here comes Brian Huntley Jr. trying to send it down the inside here. Look at the grip that pavement provides here up in Iowa.
Yeah, the repave has really helped this place out a ton. It provided a lot of grooves. Top, bottom, middle. You can kind of run it wherever you want to. I think you're going to see a lot of the inside to middle groove going to be kind of the place to run. But I wouldn't be surprised if later on the run you're going to see a lot of people maybe put it up there on the high side and maybe, you know, like a dirt track, you're going to tickle the high side just a little bit. But you really got to watch it coming off too, because that wall grooves out pretty quick and it smooths out. And, you know, bye-bye. That's how race car.
Man, side by side here for 15th on back. We got Matthew Fitz all up here in it, Travis Farmer, Tyler Myers there, the 45 Toyota Camry. How about the outside line, Justin? I didn't expect to see as much speed and momentum here early on. Oh, 3 wide heading up here. I think that's the 52 up here, Dale Rapp. Oh, we got one going around.
Yeah, I don't know who it is, but they have a Turner. Little left, little right. Caution going to come out on the speedway barrier. Oh, that's the 24, Kyler McCarthy. Steves, watch out.
The W Energy driver here. Yeah, Stube. Oh, we'll get into that story here when probably next caution. Anyways, we'll have to see what happens here to the 24. Kyler McCarthy, he was wanting a good run for his W Energy Chevrolet Camaro here tonight. Well, he's not running W. Oh, it wasn't even his fault. Look at Chris Campbell loses it caboose there. 25 gets turned and then into Kyler McCarthy.
Yeah, that's just an unfortunate series of events. Kyler going to be the unfortunate one that's going to take the brunt of that. He's just running that high side. Let's go back and look at it. Chris Campbell down there flirting with disaster, as Molly Hatchett would say. Let's see, the 60 and the 25 going to get together. The 25 would go sliding around the racetrack. The 24 is looking inside. It's like, oh, my God, where are they going to go? And unfortunately, it's going to collect Kyler in this incident.
You know who's involved right there, that new Silver Fox Racing driver, Mike Allen. I don't think it was the ultimate cause of that because, like you said, Justin, we had Chris Campbell down, out, and around. We'll have to back this puppy up and see what happens to the 68 there, because I think that was just a reaction just gone wrong there. Tags the 25, and then it's just a snowball effect that occurs.
Snowball, I guess it's the cornstalk effect up here because I don't think they get a whole lot of snow. Especially not this time of year. I know during the winter probably so, but right now we're going to call it the cornball effect. Bank.
Hit him with your purse. Isn't that what you say up there, Justin?
Yep. Hit him with the purse.
Okay, so
hit him with your purse. Send him back to Walmart.
Something I did want to take a note here as we brought up on board of Jaden Sanchez. Now that we have a minute to slow and mow this puppy down. First of all, we see YouTube chat popping off. We got Terry, Justin, we got Justin commentating and YouTube land. Also Travis
I'm a man
Farmer.
of many talents.
Hey, there you go, Justin. Well, man of many talents, tell us about this newer asphalt here. As a matter of fact, it weathered there quite well there, if you caught any of the real life Cup Series race. But with only the turns repaved here, look at the bumps. I mean, you can kind of already tell you're on board Jaden Sanchez here, but this completely changes the game here with this completely newer turns here at Iowa. Progressive banking to work with as well.
Yeah, this place, man, the repave has helped this place tremendously. I mean, good asphalt on the bottom has provided a lot of side-by-side racing. And so, you know, a little bit of change in banking, a little more wear on the tires. You're going to have to make sure to take care of those Goodyears like we preach it each and every week to make sure they don't wear out. But it's going to make for a fun race tonight. You know, not a whole lot of laps in. I don't think you're going to see a whole lot of people on the old pit cycle just yet. But Sean, what kind of strategy will we be looking at tonight?
Well, in the couple of races that I did run, the official races in the week, I don't know, Justin. I didn't see too much wear on the tires, just like we saw within the real life race here. I would best believe some of these drivers, hey, get a little early lift here early on in this sort of stint, and if we do get a long green flag run it a little bit long, and then use that tire advantage when you eventually do come into pits and kind of leapfroggy these guys there. That would be my strategy, at least with the pace I was ending up having. Austin Mice, though, he's going to find himself out to the lead. This time the green flag will be in his hands. He's got Jaden Sanchez right there beside him, Zach Duscher and Chris Campbell, Mark Berry rounding out the top 5. Here we go, on the throttle, up and through the gears we go.
Here we go, back to the green flag.
Oh, we got one.
Outside. Oh, who's going to collect the wall? Oh, that's it. That's Delgado. Nope, that's Miguel Campo. I think we're going to keep it clean, though, but that's going to knock that's going to knock the poo out of that baby. That thing is just going to be called Twit, because it knocked the itch out of it. Holy cow.
We'll go back and take a replay to see what just happened there, because also as well, Austin Mice into pit lane. My driver to watch here tonight. Gonna have the Sean and Tater curses. We're gonna look side by side on the back straightaway. That's the 21 of Samuel Archibald, as well as, hey, Matthew Fitz having a good run here tonight.
Matthew having a great run. He is really getting after it here. So here we go. They are side by side right there for the 4th position inside the third line. 21 is not going to go away without a fight. 21 of Archibald going to hang tough out there, but you got Barry running in 3rd. Kind of having to play block and having to try to figure out which lane he wants to go. Oh my. How about Fitz, though, with the run there? He is going to go to the 3rd position. Take the spot away. Or excuse me, go to 2nd.
How about the old 69 Matthew Fitz down and up to P2? What a move there. A little bit of cosmetic aerodynamic damage, if you call it, for the 21 machine. But nice move to Matthew Fitz, finds himself up to P2. Real quick, here's a look at the restart. Keep your eye on 2 different things here, folks. The leader, the Austin Mice machine, keep your eye on him, as well as the white and lime green machine. Kind of hard to watch 2 things at once here. We'll start here up at the front of the pack. We'll see what happens to Austin Mice here. Unless it was just a straight drive-through penalty. Oh, Chris Campbell gets hard into the wall there, and then Austin Mice, I think, comes down. Oh, contact with the 11. That's what sends Austin Mice down and into pit lane.
He kept it clean. He kept it clean, but he's got a lot of work to do. Let's go back and check out who tagged that wall. I wanted to say Miguel Campo. Back there, let's take a look at this Toyota hot rod. Come down and not cleared. Oh, maybe a little checkup. Bang! Yeah, I think that's just a little bit of checkup. Inside line was clear. He tried to make the move, and everybody checked up, and he's just going to kind of catch the brunt of that. Let's check in. Brian Huntley up there in 88. Joe Stein right there in front of him. Yeah. That's just... if you ask me, it's just a racing incident, man. I think Miguel was trying to get down and got to the brake a little bit sooner than the 81 did, but how about Jaden Sanchez? He has checked out from this front group. He's got almost a 2-second lead going back to Matthew Fitz.
Everybody up until P13 has stayed out, so they're going to, at least since the last yellow here, but look at Samuel Archibald. He's going to make contact with Matthew Fitz. Matthew hard into the outside wall. He's going to get up in the dirty marble section there. Somehow looking like race control, opting to keep this race green.
Yeah, Fitz is going to be not too happy with that one. He has got a lot of damage up there in the front right. Hard to try to get the turn. Or I don't know, sometimes, Sean, I feel like if you get a little, action there and turn the, hit the front end just a little bit, it'll help out. Let's see, there's the 21. He's kind of just out there by his lonesome.
Sorry, I think that was after it's here. This is, yep, here's we got Samuel Archibald diving it down there in turn 1.
Yeah, just both battling for the same real estate. And the 21 going to win that real estate battle. Cha-ching. He sent it on in there, and man, it 21 to 69. Gonna have a few words after that one. He just pulled a caution. Carson, if you're watching this, if you ever watch this, we will gladly have you up here in the booth with us if you ever want to come commentate with us.
We got.
I think the fans deserve that, don't you think, Sean?
Oh, I think we'll treat them to it.
Yeah, that'd be fun, man. What you mean, Willis? Let's see, let's have it down here in YouTube land. How many cautions now? Sean, what was our over-under on cautions?
I think in our old pre-production meeting, we said about 6 because we had to double it up from what was just a wild last week. I don't know if it's a full moon or what. We doubled it up here tonight, and so far we've had, what, 2, I think?
I think 1.
One, okay,
so
see,
couple
I don't even remember what I had for dinner last night, man. Gotta hang out here with me. Chastain!
I had tacos. Woo! That one up there flirting with the wall. Goodness gracious.
Did you see, I mean, if we maybe cut to a replay of it here once again, take a look at Xavier Salgado. Sure, he gets all the way up here in the dirty stuff, but it's kind of hard to see from the onboard cam. But remember, I say this time and time again, iRacing, it's a simulator that is laser scanned. We have physics that can't be beat. If you do find yourself up there in the dirty part of the racetrack, you can see it about every other camera shot. There's marbles up there, Justin, it's dirty. We don't have sweepers here in the iRacing universe. It's you get shoved up there, it's going to be, like you said earlier in the race, almost like a damn dirt track.
Yeah, it's you can really flirt with that wall, and I mean destroy a hot rod. There comes Brian Huntley. He's going to get past that number 25 of Barry as he's going to hunt down Archibald. Everybody's still hunting Sanchez as he has got a good little lead here, but Archibald kind of slowly chipping away at it. It's about 1.3 seconds, so about 3/10 the difference. It's made up just a little bit. Sanchez maybe off the pace, trying to save a little bit of tire and fuel, and this could turn into a race like Sunday where it comes to fuel, a good fuel-saving race.
Now, I don't know if we do call this realistically a Ford Mustang or a Tesla there, because I think that's what it says on the side. I mean, officially, Samuel Archibald here, 21, does have some pretty bad left front damage, but like you said, Justin, he's about keeping just about even with the race leader, with Brian Huntley Jr. This is a man on a mission here for the 88. I don't think there's any sort of tire or fuel saving right here for Brian Huntley Jr. He's trying to work his way up and through the pack right now, putting down fastest lap times of the race. Matter of fact, comparing P2 to P3, Samuel Archibald to Brian Huntley Jr. Lap 23, they were almost tied, but look at that. Looking like St. Patrick's Day here tonight for Brian Huntley Jr. Green 22, 24, 25, as well as 26.
Break out your hats and go find your pot of gold, because right now, Brian Huntley is hunting it down. Archibald slowly chipping away at this lead. He is trying to chop it down. About a 10th or so now. We got battles all throughout it. That's Willie B back there trying to get past. Let's see. That's Stan Mayberry. I miss Mayberry. Sitting on poetry, that's poetry.
I hope he's got that as a ringtone now. I'll stay in.
I would hope so. If not, Stan, that would be great.
Let's check on last week's winner here, Finnegan Myers. Where's all Finnegan Myers at? Wait for it. Wait for it. Uh-oh. I'm looking for him here. Hang on. Wait for it. Okay, I don't see.
Finnegan in here tonight?
No, I don't think so. But all right, we'll check on P2 there a week ago from where were we at?
Indy.
Indy. Yeah, that's right. Indy. Our P2 driver, Charles Van Schwick, from a week ago, he finds himself P8 right now, where he started this race, this GOAT Lives Matter, number 41 next-gen machine. He's shown us some real nice pace there in the ARCA series, but within this next-gen, he's having himself a nice run here tonight, continuing to run where he started. Look at all of Mr. Mayberry right now trying to reel in Anthony Lane for Silver Fox Racing. Looks like Anthony's going to get a little loose as a caboose there out of turn number 4. Stan says, thank you very much, SGP. Number 43, Ford Mustang, down and up to P13. Our highest driver, excuse me, oh no, that sounded bad. Our driver that's gained the most spots here tonight, Mr.
We ain't got a weed sponsorship, okay?
Yeah.
We ain't got one of them.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Let's check in on the old Stam Studio Network. This driver is a certified member here on SSN, Tyler Massey. Ooh, he had a nice qualifying effort started up there, but unfortunately down 11 spots right now.
Part of the strategy, Sean. Part of the strategy.
Tell me if old Anthony Lane's part of the strategy. Goodness, off the pace like a mug.
About wiped the fox out of it. Was almost just silver. Holy cows. He almost just wiped the side of that car out. There goes Brandon Moorbaugh on the other side. Dang, he is catching all sorts of the wall. And if you notice, folks, we don't use a whole lot of fifth gear. You can kind of run it in forward, kind of getting it high on the RPMs. I mean, almost like a short track where you almost can catch the shift as you go off and in the corner. Let's see, yeah, it's going to just kind of touch the red up there. Not really have to shift. You can see he is not on the throttle very much there. Come back up with the Beacon, have the running outside and get by the number 81 machine.
Something that I'd like to keep in mind here, take a look, we're running about 100 and then we'll see how fast Anthony's able to get here into turn 1, 150, yeah, we'll call about 150. We'll hop on board with Jaden Sanchez here and we'll compare the difference in speed as well as if Jaden's getting into fifth gear at all, or if there's an early lift with about a 6-second lead here. Yeah, he got about 5 miles per hour, 6 miles per hour faster here heading into turn 1. That is what no damage on one of these next-gen machines will do for you. Uh-oh, yellow flag's out.
Yellow flag. Where we at? We got it.
I could see this one coming. Ooh. Their driver out of Pineville, Kentucky. He's an electrician by day, an avid virtual racer by night. Unfortunately, Anthony Lane, like you said, Justin, he was scraping the silver off of that Silver Fox racing machine. Going to be the cause for a second spot.
That's going to put everybody re-racked, re-stacked. Anthony come around. Everybody going to get checked up there. And if you're... Whoa, we're disco balling a little bit.
That's all right here. Here's
Let's
the contact. It's between Miguel Campo. Ooh.
Let's get a rewind on that. Let's get the full story.
I'm a little scared to here, but all right, let's try it out. Anthony Lane,
Just
Miguel.
like
Oh, he's still getting turned, isn't he?
Goodness, them two going at it. Oh, my goodness.
All right, like you said, let's get the old forklift beep out here. Let's take the full story on this puppy.
All right, 23 inside, Lane outside.
Oh, God. Oh, God, Anthony, look out.
23 going to come up. That's going to collect him. Bada bing, bada boom. The 23 going to get spun. It's going to ride the nose off that one. Nose to the grindstone, as Tyler Childers would say. They're going to get it straightened out. Is somebody still on the gas? And there it goes.
It
And
kind
there
of
goes
looks like
Anthony.
it, but I don't think right there Anthony, because Miguel Campo, you saw, just shot up the racetrack. I mean, mistakes do happen, obviously, but here's the real quick. We caught it at the last moment here. Never mind. Jaden Sanchez J is going to lead them all off of pit lane. Brian Huntley Jr., Mark Berry, Dale Rapp, Cameron Smith, Charles Van Schwick, Austin Mice, Stan Mayberry, Travis Farmer, David Berry, our top 10 right now. Real quick, we appreciate you all joining in on Sam Studio Network. We'll be right back with you up here on SSN. Alrighty, welcome in here to the infield of dreams here at the Iowa Speedway. What are we? The Stubby Snacks 130 here. We got to check on the old Stubby man himself. Josh Small, I believe, is the man who owns that nickname here. Josh, he sits P18, 3 spots gained since the drop of the green flag. That's, of course, every week Ryan Blaney inspired. Number 12 Ford Mustang. Josh Small, man, he's having a nice run here tonight, keeping that front nose clean. Like you said, Justin, it's not a short track. It's not really an intermediate track. I like to call this the intermediate track of short tracks. I think we've seen aerodynamics definitely going to play a factor here tonight, even if you got a little bit of a wrinkle up in that front nose.
Oh man, this one right here, this is the brainchild right here. If everybody raced as hard as they did here, man, we'd be in some great racing each and every week. I mean, it has been side by side through this whole race so far. And these boys and gals have made it a great afternoon so far here in the Corn State.
All right, Justin, we're about to be up and through the gears once again. Man, this time Jaden Sanchez J leads us once again. Brian Huntley Jr. is going to be on the outside. Green flag is out once again from Iowa.
Here we go back into turn number 1. Jay's going to have a great launch, but that 88's not going to go away without a bit of a fight. Everybody else
no!
Back there. Oh! What in the world just happened?
Jaden Sanchez got loose as a caboose there as he tried to cross the newly paved asphalt scene. And then we had another one also, man, got tight there on the bottom.
My goodness, it looked like Moses part of the Red Sea. Oh my good gosh, there was cars coming through the middle like it was nobody business. Sanchez going to have to go work now. Is Dale Rapp going to take the lead? How about old Dale? Home back there to start the race. Dale's slowly been picking at it, and here he is in the race lead.
Man, Dale Rapp, I believe, still searching for that first race win here within the Bump and Run Cup Series. Still side by side, both 5, 6, 7, and 8 rows back. Boys and girls, we're only 43 laps into this 150-lap long one. Well, a long way to go, long time to get there. And how about Austin Mice muscles his way down to the inside of Charles Van Schwick. Here we go, side by side across the line. And give that spot top 5 to Charles Van Schwick. Like you said, Dale Rapp up there, Silver Fox Racing, looking to lead some laps here from Iowa tonight. And this, Justin, this isn't on strategy. This is on, pure speed, pure pace. Everybody about to 1 through 17th. Pitted lap 37, everybody back behind them, pitted lap 39. So this is on par here tonight for Dale Rapp. But here comes Jaden Sanchez J after the save of a century on that race restart. Jaden back up here to the race lead.
It could have been a lot worse, but Sanchez can get back around Rapp, but Rapp's not going to go in without at least a peek back at it as they come and work through 3 and 4. Back down the front stretch we go. Sanchez is going to have the speed, and he's going to be able to kind of put some car links between them. Let's go back, Sean, and we're going to look back here at our restart. Sanchez is going to be clean and green as they go back off into 1. Brian Huntley on the inside, Dale Rapp behind the 11. So here we go. Sanchez is going to kind of drift up the racetrack. He gets loose in the middle.
Look at him
He's gonna
save
go
it,
up.
though. It's so hard to overcorrect that. Saw Kyle Busch do the same thing in qualifying there. And, oh, man, Huntley Jr. maybe an overreaction there. What's his fight response as well?
It's a wonder that Jaden is able to get back to the lead, because that car could have been a lot worse. The way I think he just nudged the wall and didn't get all of it. Man, that could have been a whole lot worse.
Golly, both of them right at the same point of the track.
You know what happened, Sean? You know what happened? Somebody order track. Rain in turn 1. Or turn 2, excuse me.
Oh, God. God, the day iRacing decides to add that here in the oval world, I think we're all in for a treat. Speaking of in for a treat here, Justin, battle for the lead. It's starting to heat up here just a little bit, but before it starts to broil here, coming to the 50th lap, only about 100 laps to go, if my math is mathin'. Let's take a real quick crank it up, enjoy the sights and sounds here tonight from the Iowa Speedway. Well, sorry that was short-lived. We got Xavier Salgado sadly down, out, and around. Driver there out of Chicago will bring out, is that our third caution here tonight? We're creeping closer to our, what did we say, Justin? The 6 was the over the under?
Yeah, what are we on, 3?
Yep, I believe so. Real quick, we got Kerry and Terry, man, both spelled about the same way, just K and a T separating these two fans here live in YouTube land. We got Terry barely in the lead here tonight for YouTube chat, but Kerry's coming in that close second place. We see you saying, man, I appreciate that, Terry, saying this is better than a lot of any of the racing that you even see on TV. I don't know now that NBC has taken over the directing, producing, and broadcast for NASCAR, but we greatly appreciate that. That goes a long way. Justin, you know what else goes a long way? Some strategy calls here tonight. Steve's is in, no tires, but full of fuel.
Yeah, going to go ahead and top that thing off. You know, I don't know how many sets of tires we got tonight, but you got to make sure I think there's going to be a late race caution. That's just me going ahead and throw the Yamentator curse out there.
Oh, you
Just go ahead and just put it out there for the folks. I'm a dirty dog, I know. Ow.
Hey, Justin's barking at the moon.
At least going to be a caution. RP, Ozzy.
Hey, that's for the man himself. Real quick, Justin, 4 tire sets available from the start of this race, so most of these drivers probably taking 1, if not 2, as well as that 70% fuel strategy. We might have to talk with the driver here, try to see how many laps that they have in a fuel tank. Real quick, let's try something here. Hey, Tyler Myers, this is Sean Stam up in the booth. You got a copy?
Hello there.
Tyler, how are you doing tonight? And real quick, we were just wondering how many laps you got on the fuel tank here tonight. Uh-oh.
Oh, my push talk's gone. Sorry. About 81 laps, I think, when we go green.
All righty, well, we appreciate that, Tyler. We're sorry that pulled you away from the old buddies. We had a little bit of information to get here. Justin, you got anything for the old driver cam man himself, Tyler Myers, before we get back to green flag running?
Gotta get the folks at home a nice wave into the camera, let them know all eyes are on you, buddy.
Hey, how's it going?
Tyler,
Hey, use Nightmare 23 on Duvet and you get 10% off.
hey, that's right.
I
W
have to go
Energy
place mowing.
Nightmare 23 for the old Kyler McCarthy machine. Appreciate that. And man, have a great rest of your race, Tyler. Can't wait to hopefully talk with you in the top 3 interview booth.
Yeah, man, thank you.
Thank you, buddy. See, Justin, I don't know what you think, man. I think that's very cool.
Yeah, we got to incorporate that.
I would do that more, but there was one time, man, I caught my buddy right during a bad time during a pit stop strategy under yellow, and I think the mug forgot to pit, and I felt so bad, but we avoided that here tonight. Man, Tyler, we appreciate it. Man, once again, it's going to be Jaden Sanchez, Dale Rapp on the front row. I don't know about you, Justin, but that Silver Fox racing of Dale Rapp after gaining 8 spots earlier on in this race, man, oh man, he might have the pace here tonight from the old Iowa Speedway.
Here we go, back to the green flag, foot down, hammer down, away we go as we're going to go back to racing action. Jaden Sanchez going to have the advantage to go back into 1 and 2. But look who's back, the 97. Austin Mice back up to 2nd place. Dale Rapp with a couple laps, but he ain't going to be too far behind. Smith, after that early run, had that little loose incident and put him back, but he is back up to P4. Here comes Charles, here comes Pride, here comes Tyler Massey, and here comes Matthew Fitz after some quick repairs.
Dale Rapp's going to drop here to P3 as he is that hard-charging Cameron Smith after a little bit of flirting with that outside wall earlier on, finds himself flirting with that final driver interview spot. Also, I thought we were about to see a little bit of 3 wide. We'll settle it back down to 2. Here comes Brian Huntley Jr. after a little bit of a loose incident. That last restart tries to muscle his way back up into the top 5. Don't count out the old Stam Studio Network Harvest. Ford Mustang Tyler Massey up here all the way up to P7. Knocking on Charles Van Schwick's back bumper. Oh, Sean and Tater curse. Oh, no.
No, save it.
Keep his foot in and what a move. Oh, no, there he goes.
Keep it. Oh, so God.
We're not keeping it.
Oh, all right, we're at 4.
All right.
We're at 4. That's a shot for everybody at the house. Break out your favorite beverage of choice. Right now, mine is a water with a what kind of
Ice
a
cube?
Crystal Valley? No. A water with a Crystal Valley fruit punch mix in it.
Ooh, boy, you got me there, Justin. Sound a little tasty there. Man.
Oh, pinky's out, baby. Pinky's out.
God, Xavier Salgado once again just barely tagged from Tyler Massey as he shot himself up the racetrack. We'll have to hop on board with none other than Miguel Campo here tonight because Miguel barely found his way through that. I think the seas parted just the right way for number 23.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
Golly, I think we got some new Hanes out here tonight. I think Miguel Campo is going to have to pit for some new undies.
Can we have a new section on this show where I need somebody to make me a logo. It's called Justin's Flirting with Disaster Move of the Race. Because that right there is in the top. That one's up there. Holy Moses.
Well, if that's in the running for it here, we got to take another look at it. All right, where's Miguel Campo here? Here, we'll hop on the nose cam this time. Look at how close that this gets. Oh, man.
Put it on that left front suspension. Let's take it. Everybody break out your rulers at home. Let's break out your rulers at home.
All righty, hang on. Xavier.
There we go.
Oh, through the camera. Holy guacatoolies.
That's about 1.5 foot from Subway in between them. Holy cow.
And you know why? I mean, we're just making such a big deal out of this, not only because it was, like you said, what'd you say it's called that we're going to have to make a new graphic for? The Flirting with Disaster Move of the Race?
Yeah.
We're not only making such a big deal because of the new segment here, but if you caught the last, or I think it was 2 races ago from Dover when our race winner from the Full Throttle Performance Cup Series League, remember, he spun, barely missed the inside wall by probably maybe an inch, came back to win the race. So I'm not saying Xavier Salgado or Miguel Campo here can come all the way back down from a lap down to win the race, but it's small things like that, Justin, that I think continue to keep you in check as a driver, as well as your season in check. You don't want to end up like a Kyle Busch where you're caught on the radio saying every bleeping week, and it's not fun to come back here to race. But these drivers, they're certainly putting on a show for us here tonight, especially as we continue to get ever so closer till what we thought was the over-under on cautions here tonight.
We're going to rewrap them, restack them. Once again, appreciate all the sponsors that allow me and Sean to do this, the Bump and Run gang, for letting us come in each and every week to commentate their great racing action. Beardy Baird Custom Hides, Cotton Bowl Speedway. I mean, there's a whole list of them. So, folks, if you're at home, make sure to support the companies that are supporting you. Mad Dog Graphics, Silver Fox Racing, I mean, a whole slew of them. Extreme Scoring, Alpha One Foundation, Admin Box, the whole gang over there. And
There
remember,
you go. I think we got it all done in one.
23, 10% off on W Energy. Make sure to check them out.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know it's another race restart here tonight, but I want you to get up, stand up for your life right now. Don't give up the fight. Jaden Sanchez, he's gonna race restart, but look at Austin Mice already down, out, around the outside, across the start-finish cord logo here. 2 by 2 by 2 here at Iowa.
They are side by side for second place. Sanchez going to have the front row locked down. Austin going to try to get to the bottom. He is going to keep it right there in the middle. That middle allows you to get back to the throttle and have a great run. You got a whole lot of racetrack in between you and the wall to work with it. Sanchez going to have to maybe wait just a little bit. Here comes a crossover, maybe? No. Sanchez with the block.
All right, we got people waiting on apparently the McCarthy cam here tonight. There you see it. The quick and smooth footwork here as we take a race restart. I thought there was possibly a little bit of trade and paint action here. No looks so far. Kyla McCarthy here, we're gonna hop on board with. Look at the bottom live driver cam. We got fans begging for it here tonight. Finally, the Kyla McCarthy SSN foot cam at it. Justin, walk us through it, man.
If you're watching this and you're enjoying this a little bit too much, you may have to have a call.
Yeah, I'm about to throw a caution here for that very reason, Justin.
All right, folks. Look yourself in the mirror. Great camera. Appreciate Kyle doing this. Let's watch the footwork here. All right, get back to the throttle.
No, sorry. Oh my God, sorry.
There's how many buttons. All right, let's see. He's on the brake. Back to the throttle. Coming off the corner, you're back full throttle. You got to get this thing up, rolling, going off in there. Going off until you get on the brake. I mean, you're probably a good 50-60% as he is on the apron. Now they're trying to get by. Is that Steves? He's trying to get by Justin Steves. He's going to make the pass.
And Justin, why is that such a big deal? Not only being so smooth on that throttle and brake pedal, though, as we'll look side by side here, right behind him. Coming to complete lap 69. Oh, this might get a little tight there for Tyler Massey. He'll slot his way back in the P12 there. But right back to what I was saying, Justin, why is it so important? I mean, you have to drive the next gen NASCAR here at Iowa so smooth. If you get on that gas a little bit too quick, you'll go right around. If you get on the brake pedal too hard, you'll lock them up, still looking 3 wide.
But you could really make a whole lot of a mess. We are 3 wide. There's Tyler Myers. He's trying to work his way back up through the field. He is going to pass. I can't read right.
25, Mark Berry down the inside there. 3 wide once again. This might be contact. Oh, Mark Berry.
Mark Berry's, he is flirting. Stan Berry's like, I got it from every which direction. Slow it down, boys. How about the 17? He's going to get to the bottom as he's looking at Steves to come next on the pecking order.
Battles all over the racetrack here tonight. Here is back in 17th, 18th, and 19th. Battle starting to heat up and broil between Charles Van Schwick, Josh Small here tonight, the Stubby snack driver himself. That is his nickname there. Stubby finds himself P19, 2 spots gained since the drop of the green flag. But real quick, here comes Austin Mice up here to the race lead. He's going to look down the inside. Contact with the race leader. Austin Mice sends Jaden Sanchez J around.
There we go. Tempers are going to start flaring up. So you better be ready for it because they are fisting to go after it. Sanchez is going to have to drive the wheels off of it.
Justin, I wish if we had a Jaden Sanchez driver cam here tonight, could you imagine the things that we'd be seeing? Uh-oh. I don't think Jaden, uh-oh. At race control, you might want to keep your eye on the 18 here, boys and girls. That was not good.
18 or 11?
Well, he's 18, but showing 11 there. Sorry for that. That's a quick little paint. Okay, he slows it back down, but I was going to say, I don't blame him for what he's about to do here, because Jaden Sanchez, who continued to lead the most amount of laps there, gets just straight up bumped and ran out of the way there from the Austin Mice machine.
Oh, he's going to keep it off the wall, though. Probably going to have to come in and get 4 fresh Goodyears, and he's going to have to make it work. I don't know what set he's on. Remember, we only got 4 sets here tonight. Man, Austin had a run in there. Jaden going to come in for the block. Little late. Just a good old-fashioned racing incident. 2 guys fighting for the same real estate. Somebody's got to give. Unfortunately, it's Sanchez that's going to catch the brunt of that one.
Here we go. Battle for the race off of pit road. Chris Campbell is in. So is Cameron Smith. Tyler Massey, Dale Rapp, Jaden Sanchez, like you said, Justin, coming to get some 4 Goodyear Racing Eagles. Cameron Smith barely missed that incident last caution by, as it happened right there in front of him. He will exit the pit as the race, well, the pit leader there. Matthew Fitz, Tyler Massey, Chris Campbell, Stan Mayberry, Xavier Salgado, Willie B. Roberts, the Steve's Machine, their number 87 Red Bull Racing. Exit the pits there in 17. Josh Small right behind him. They're P18. Jaden Sanchez J 19th. Joe Stipe, Philip Brigtman, Tyler Myers, Samuel Archibald are all the drivers on the lead lap. Justin, oh boy. Then we start the lap down. Mugs here. Anthony Lane, Miguel Campo, Zach Duscher, Mike Allen. Drivers 24th through 27th. For those newer to racing, though, Justin, and happen to stumble across, if you joined us here in the vertical broadcast, you find us here in YouTube Shorts. Well, first of all, we appreciate that. Make sure you mosey your way on over to the horizontal broadcast, as well as if you're in the horizontal broadcast, make sure you press that gear icon. You can bump the quality of this thing all the way up to 1440p, 60 FPS. Justin, I bring you up here to talk about maybe the comparison on even a track that's got some newer pavement on it. Walk us through, at least some newer race fans, what is the difference behind the wheel of not only 4 Goodyear Racing Eagles, newer compared to older ones, but as well as a little bit of mental clarity knowing that you can run just a little bit longer on this next fuel stop?
Sure. So I do believe you can really go after these. Once you've got a fresh set on, man, you can get after. You're able to kind of put the car where you want it. It's going to stick. I mean, once you start wearing them out, you've got to kind of figure out where your car likes to run and where you can make some steam. So you really got to kind of watch it. Once you maybe get to about 40, 50 laps, I think, you're going to kind of start feeling some wear and tear, especially at 70%. So I believe, the first 50 laps, you've got to run it hard. But you also got to make sure to hit your marks, overdrive it just a little bit, and you can go spinning. And it could really end disastrous for you. So don't run it too hard, and you let that gap get built up. Well, by the time you get, ready to take off on them tires, you're going to be at a disadvantage.
Tire temperatures, tire pressures, even brake temps are going to come into factors here tonight. This time it's going to be Brian Huntley Jr., David Berry up on the front row. Here we go, once again, racing in corn country. How about Kyler McCarthy? Nice race restart here, right on the back bumper of Brian Huntley Jr. David Berry, well, matter of fact, Brian Huntley Jr. race leader as the oldest set of Goodyear tires right now. Here comes Travis Farmer, looking down the inside. David Berry, look out, looking 3 wide. Here comes Cameron Smith. Doesn't find the run off of turn 4. Travis Farmer, though, all the way up to P4.
They are spreading out like a picnic. Holy cow. Hey, boom! Where the pig in the basket. Goodness gracious, here comes Smith back to the inside. Farmer goes to block. They are wearing this new asphalt out, going at one another. They are looking 3 wide almost. Smith on the inside. Here comes Charles on the outside. Farmer looking on the inside. Farmer trying to get up to the lead. But he's got a whole lot of outside mirror of Mr. Charles. He's got a whole lot of inside mirror of Cameron Smith.
Oh, here we go. 3 wide across the start-finish line. Make it 4 here in Iowa. Have you ever? Man, oh man, 52 missing the corner. Or excuse me, that was the 25 Mark Berry missing the corner there, resulting in 4 wide. Here comes Travis Farmer trying to get back around Jaden Sanchez and Charles Van Schwick as David Berry's making this look easy. So is Cameron Smith. Cameron, oh, yellow flag is out, but Cameron had just gained about 4 spots in 1 lap there.
Yeah, he was starting to get his line figured out. He had the momentum rolling. Goodness, how about you, Cameron Smith? He had some good momentum going.
Before we take a look at the caution here, Justin, sorry, I just wanted to really take a look at, oh, there's Cameron Smith. After the passes he made, here it is before. Look at this 3 and 4 wide Cameron Smith with some, I think, gonads of the century here tonight. Napa number 9 from about 7th all the way up to the 3rd place. And then the caution comes out.
Well, how about you? What a move right there. You're looking like Randy from South Park in that one episode.
Uh-oh, 45, Tyler Myers, W Energy. It looks like, I don't think that was self-induced there. That was a little bit of contact from not sure who. We'll take another look at it here. Oh, it may have been the old Steve's machine. Here's another look at it. Oh, excuse me, Steve's. That was the Mice machine, Maconi Setup Shop, 97. A little bit of a bump, a little bit of a run, and then there goes Steve's right back and around it, making that pass look easy as Tyler Myers backs it into the outside safer barrier.
Unfortunately for Tyler, that's going to back him on up.
Unfortunately for...
Man, they have been going at it, man. This new asphalt has provided some great racing tonight. How about you?
Hey, we saw that in the old real-life race there as well, although it's weathered here already a season. You don't quite have the big black patches that we do see here within the sim because that was last season that they laser scanned this puppy. But the way that the track is weathered, man, if we could get a laser scan of that, could you imagine? And also, could you imagine this, Justin? After getting spun out from the race lead, Jaden Sanchez already works his way up to P2 here. We're sure we got a little bit of strategy going. Speaking of strategy, Charles Van Schwick, the Galt Lives Matter machine, they're at Levittown, Pennsylvania. Those lights were definitely red as the 41 entered pit lane, so I think he'll get the drop to binge penalty regardless, but he should be, I think, coming to sack this puppy up with Sunoco race fuel. I think that's the strategy call.
Yeah, you're going to see so many different strategy calls tonight. People coming in by themselves with everybody else, I believe. You know, we're going to see a lot of different people trying to maybe stretch this thing out to the absolute bitter end. So we'll see what it looks like towards the end. Like I said, I just believe there's going to be at least a caution with less than 20 laps to go, and we're going to be all back together, bunched up on. So there's going to be some guys going to have some fresh jets there at the end. We're going to have a dogfight.
So drivers like Joe Stipe, Charles Van Schwick, and even Brandon Moore here, who just came to pits, I mean, sure that they find themselves quite a bit of a ways in the back of the pack here, but Justin, do you think that with, let's see here, we'll bring up the graphic. Yeah, lap 84 at a 150, 70% fuel. Do you think with the pitting on, what did we hear from Tyler earlier on in the race? Didn't he say about, I thought he said about 70, I thought. We're right within that range here, so everybody keep your eye on that. Charles Van Schwick, Brandon Moore, Joe Stipe, who pitted under close pits here under caution. They might have just enough Sunoco fuel to make it if we don't get a overtime finish, or 2 or 3 or 4.
Here we go. Re-rack them, restack them. Let's do it again, boys and gals. I believe, man, if you think about it, okay, if it's 70 laps, we can really break this up into 3 stages. You can try to stretch it. I believe maybe 3 stops can get you there. If you go 60, 120, I mean, that puts you, what, 180? I mean, you got a couple laps extra, but, I mean, so many different strategies to go from here tonight as we go on board here.
On board with Kyler McCarthy as these drivers take the green flag once again from Iowa.
Yeah, and there goes Kyler with the old no clutch braking right there, or the no clutch shifting right there. And what I mean by that is when he's doing this, when he stabs the gas, iRacing, what you can do is that these cars run a sequential shift, so it's not the typical H pattern you see like most cars. Obviously, these are the sequential shifts, so it's just up and down instead of 1, 2, and push up into third. So these cars right here, I mean, you can put your foot on the gas, and then as soon as you let off, pop it in the next gear, it automatically put it in the next gear. So I think you're going to see a lot of that. Especially you can do that with the H pattern, but it's a lot more detrimental, a lot more instrumental with the
Excellent rundown there, because you can make probably the one driver assistance that you get there within this next gen series. You got either the switch between auto blip, auto clutch, auto shift. I don't even think you can run auto shift here within the A-Class series. And like you said there, that's a great call out there for the McCarthy machine. I think I know that is how I like to run my my settings here within the iRacing universe. Not sure about you though, Justin. You got the old the quick blip and shift, or you got the old H pattern rocking with you? What settings do you like there?
It just depends on what I'm running. Last week, my group, we raced at Watkins Glen. I typically, it depends. It also depends on what kind of wheel you got. Some wheels it's just the wheel itself. You're like me, you got the G29, the Logitech G29.
Oh,
so it's got
no!
the on the back. Steve, what a second Steve!
He's still saving it.
Hey, let's go, Stubby!
Holy Steves, and there goes Salgado around. Oh no, Brandon Moore!
60. Oh no! Oh my! That was a whole lap of just carnage without carnage until it was carnage.
Look at these two. They're like, you go, no, you go, no, you go. Hit him with your burst, Brandon. Get that number 8 around.
Golly, you hate that for Brandon. Had a great run. He was starting to make some head of steam going up towards the front.
God, I hate it for everybody involved. Chris Campbell, Samuel Archibald, and man, the Steves machine, he gets tires on it. I don't think he got damaged, but goodness gracious, did you see? I think Justin Steves, Formula Drift needs to be in his wheelhouse here tonight. This is before it all happened here, and then it snowballed effect after Steves tried to get it all saved. Well, he did get it all saved, excuse me.
Let's see, did Chris Campbell have a little bit of help going off in there? Because I think Chris had it straight until it wasn't straight anymore.
Oh, you're right. Joe Stipe, I believe, 00. Oh, hard contact to Chris Campbell. Kind of pinball balls him up into the number 8 there. Good call, Justin.
Yeah, that was a knock and a half right there. That'll knock the bud out of you. Maybe knock a little sense into you.
Man, speaking of knock the bud out of you, it'll wake you up here. We might have to pull out the old forklift button. Apologies here, but take a look at Justin Steves. He had this thing. We had to rewind it for so long because look at David Berry. This is the little bit of net code there that sets up Justin Steves to drift it around turn 1, not only turn 2, keeps it yawed out there. Justin yawed out there. Goodness gracious, here comes Anthony Lane. Sends him right around. Once again says, I'm not done saving this puppy.
Me, baby.
And then the C's are going to part.
Yeah, man, you hate that for both them guys. They was having some great runs. Really hate. I know the guys at the shop really going to have some hate race cars when they come back in. Man, it has been some great racing action here tonight at Iowa. That's why I love this place, man. So many different options to run. so many places to kind of stretch your legs out. Everybody on a different strategy, but man, you wad them up, you got to play bob and weave, and you better hope you zig when you zag.
Just now joining us, welcome into the Stubby Snack 130. The man himself, Stubby, finds himself running 9th place right now. Josh Small liking the runs, but, well, Josh Small, yeah, he's actually on a strategy with a little bit newer tires. The top 3 right now made up of Jaden Sanchez, Cameron Smith, and Mark Barry. I'm showing Jaden Smith and Cameron Smith last pit on lap 73. Mark Barry last pit on lap 60, so a little bit less fuel in that Chevrolet Camaro. And then everybody on back it's a little bit of back and forth. Tyler Massey, he last pits on lap 73. Mark Barry, 60. Brian Huntley Jr., 82. Kyler McCarthy, well, you see in the bottom right side of your screen. Justin, other than a crank it up on this race restart, what is something that these drivers and fans alike are going to have to keep in mind?
First of all, make sure you have your snack and beverage of choice at hand, because it's fisting to get racy real quick. We're fisting to start bumping, jiving, juking. We're bumping and running, baby. What the name stake says. We got Cameron Smith outside, Jaden Sanchez inside. How about the 17 with a good rebound from his earlier spin? Green flag back in the air here in Iowa.
Side by side here at the 0.8 mile speedway. How about Tyler Massey, Stam Studio Network, Ford Mustang, running the outside line. Contact between Kyler McCarthy, Brian Huntley Jr. Kyler's trying to make the outside line work. Still side by side through the pack. Top 3 have finally single file themselves out.
We are racing hard, going hard at one another. Stan Mayberry looking the inside of Willie B. Roberts. Will it be going to go to the outside, and it's going to stick? Tyler Myers going to be outside of Ty Farmer. Farmer still looking at the inside, going to hang tough. There's Dale Rapp right there. Excuse me, that's Joshua Spall. How about you, Spall? Kind of picking his name up here, name we haven't called a whole lot tonight.
Jaden Sanchez leading Cameron Smith. Tyler Massey works his way up to P3. Mark Barry, Kyler McCarthy, Brian Huntley Jr. He traded some paint with Kyler down the back straightaway. These drivers do not forget. They will not forget. Keep an eye on this battle. Oh, Dale Rapp, you just mentioned it. How about the 52, man, up here battling it out. Led a couple laps here tonight. Here comes Matthew Fitz, though, once again. Dives it down the bottom of the hill of this progressive ranking at Iowa. Slides back up there in front of Miguel Campo. Boy, oh boy, Travis Farmer is struggling here right now in this whole rest of the time.
Everybody needs a caution. They need it quick as we are approaching lap number 99. Coming to 100 down, 50 to go here at the Stubby Snacks race at Iowa Speedway.
Battle for P2 and P3 starting to heat up just a little bit. Tyler Massey, he's using that outside line. Right now, Justin, I'm not sure about you, but as a driver, I think the bottom line is a little bit too rubbered up right now. I would be searching for a little bit of grip. We saw Tyler Massey do that out of the exit of 4, use the momentum, send it down there, shorter way around the track. Tyler Massey, harvest Ford Mustang Stam Studio Network machine up to P2.
Job, as Dale Jr. would say. So here we go. How about you? Tyler Massey going to move it up P2. He's got about a second, little less than a second and a half to try to get to the front. He's got 49 laps to do so, so a whole lot of time left to do so. But them lights are quick, click off very quick. He's going to have Tyler McCarthy in tow, along with Brian Huntley. Cam Smith starting to fall. Don't know if maybe he's wore out those good years or what. Let's take a look right here at the pit stop strategy. Smith, about a couple lap difference. McCarthy with maybe the newest set out of everybody. Him and Huntley on the same strat. As they come around through here, lap 102 in the books as we're heading to lap 103.
McCarthy, Huntley, same strategy. Sanchez, Massey, same strategy, but just a little under 10 laps separating these two strategies for the top 4 drivers. Will we see Kyler McCarthy, Brian Huntley Jr. start to battle it out between one another, or will we see them start to try and put it to these front 2 runners? Right now, Jaden Sanchez leads by just about 1.15 seconds. Here comes some more side by side. This is Charles Van Schwick, Stan Mayberry, side. Oh, well, Stan's gonna look down the outside. Does he have it? He's gonna try and wrap it. Here comes Charles Van Schwick as well. I think Stan's gonna lose 2 spots that time. Or will he?
I think so. He's going to hang it tough up there on the outside. Would he be going to be in the way for the wheel movement? Goodness, there's tail wrapping back there. You see him in the rear view. That's Stan Mayberry. We're on board with him. Guy, would it be up in front? Don't know. Inside looks pretty clear. He's going to hang himself on there in the middle lane. Never mind, Joshua Small's the inside. So good job of not going down. Listen to me as a spotter. Great call there.
It doesn't help when I forfeit the RoboCam for one shot there, man, Justin. I'd love to have you spotter any day up here. Well, I mean, you'd be up here and on top of the grandstands. I'd be, well, no, it'd be vice versa. Whatever you'd like there. But how about some more trading paint there? That was another Silver Fox Racing driver, Dale Rapp, number 52, after leading 1 to 2 laps today, muscles his way around Stan Mayberry. Let us know down there live in YouTube lands. I think we need both a Stam as well as a Yamentator, a little spotter pack there.
I hope not.
Justin, do you run the just the iRacing spotter pack, or do you got a little crew chief? You got the Jimmy Johnson spotter cuss pack rocking for you?
No, I just use whatever iRacing gives me.
Boom, boom. No, that ain't no harm, no foul.
Stuff.
All right, well, after Jaden Sanchez J got punted out of the race lead earlier on in the race, we're coming to 42 laps to go. Tyler Massey, though, same strategy, trying to make this work here, but look at Kyler McCarthy. Ever since even the last time we took a look at it here, last time it was a more than a second gap here separating the front 2. Here comes Kyler McCarthy. He's got speed on these newer Goodyear Eagles. He's bringing Brian Huntley Jr. right there with them.
Yeah, they are toe in toe, side by side. There's a little bit, probably a 4 car length, 5 car length gap back to the 5th spot, but this top 4 throw a blanket over and let them go at it. I mean, McCarthy is doing everything he can to try to get by Massey, but he's not going to get too far. Sanchez looking in the rear view and say, go at it, boys. I'm trying to get away from y'all, but Massey not going to let him get too terribly far. Here he comes. If you notice, Sanchez is kind of diving in the corner. What I mean by diving in the corner, he's going to go into the corner kind of low, let it rotate up, and then as soon as he can get back to the throttle, he's going to stab it and try to get that thing to rotate back to the bottom. He's doing that very, very well, kind of taking the momentum away from the 17.
He's doing it well, but is he doing it well enough? Here comes that Harvest Ford Mustang once again. We see you, EBS 731. We see you, Carrie. We see you, Terry, live in YouTube chat. These drivers are hyping these drivers up here tonight. Tyler Massey, Stan Studio Network driver to the race lead here tonight from Iowa.
Comes to 17. He's going to get by the number 18 of Sanchez. Sanchez is going to have to go to work on the offense. He's been playing a lot of defense, but now he's got to work on both ends. Shake what your mama gave you. Holy cow, here comes the 24. Look at the inside of the number 18 machine. Kyler McCarthy, Brian Huntley, and here comes Charles. Where did he come from? Schwick. He is looking down the 5th slot, trying to get the pass on the 4th machine of Brian Huntley Jr.
You can run, but you cannot hide for Tyler Massey. Here comes Kyler McCarthy trying to make this pass work relatively quick, relatively easy, as Kyler continues to burn off of that right front and right rear. Tries to send it down the inside. Once again, these drivers continuing to do battle. Here comes Brian Huntley Jr. He is a shark that smells blood in the water here tonight. Sanchez J overheated the right side, just a little bit too much Williams trying the outside line. Huntley Jr. tries to keep it off the left side of Jaden Sanchez. Side by side into turn 1 once again. Kyler McCarthy up the P2.
Sanchez has got to get to the bottom. He has wore those right sides out to goodness gracious. He is going to finally get clear. But right now, you've got Massey up front. You got McCarthy about 3 seconds behind. Or excuse me, 0.3 of a second behind. You got Huntley at 0.4 of a second behind. You got Sanchez at 7, but he has got a neighbor down there on the bottom side, and now it's going to be Mr. Charles down in the Goat Racing Diecast. Number 41 Hot Rod is going to move up to P4. Sanchez falling like a rock.
I love this camera shots here. We'll keep on at 1 to 2 laps because you can see the braking zone differential between each one of these top 6 running drivers just about. You can see the speed and momentum that they are able to carry between each turn. Especially take your eyes here, look very closely as we head into turn 3. Look at the front 3 runners. Here's Tyler Massey. Okay. That was about all the same and cordial there. But look at this, the mid-rotation there at turns 3 and 4 for both Brian Huntley Jr. as well as Charles Van Schwick. That's the new tires up here compared to our race leader for Tyler Massey. We're coming to complete lap 118 out of 150. Let us know who your race pick is there down below. Cameron Smith, a driver who's continued to shove it down the inside of each and every driver in the field here tonight. Almost contact there for Jaden Sanchez. Jaden is just barking at the moon right now, begging for a caution to come out as he is, just shredded his right sides.
He is working them right sides to death. He is hoping for a caution to come out as it is still a dog race up front between the top 4. They are not letting each other get out of each other's sight. McCarthy is hanging tough, Huntley hanging tough. Charles, and then you kind of got to break back into the 5th slot, but here comes Charles again, side of the 88 of Huntley. Can he complete the pass as they work through 1 and 2?
He'll do it. He'll do it, although I say it. You got to know, if you know anything about Brian Huntley Jr., that is a driver who's going to keep his foot in it. But Charles Van Schwick, we've seen a winner time and time again of the Bump and Run ARCA series. He is also a driver. He will keep his foot planted down in that throttle pedal for as long as he can before he's got to brake and release. Oh, lap driver Philip Brigman getting down and out of the way. But with that being said, here comes Kyler McCarthy right within striking distance of our race leader.
They are not letting each other catch a breath as we're at 29 laps to go.
Here he comes.
Can he complete the pass? They go off into 1 and 2. I mean, look at the run the 24 has. He has got door quarter clear. Kyler McCarthy to the race lead.
How about that? The W Energy. Newly sponsored driver here for 24, up to the race lead from Iowa. We saw him down and around earlier in the race. Now down into the race lead. I don't think Tyler Massey's done fighting, though. Here comes Charles Van Schwick, Brian Huntley Jr. He's been quick tonight, but not on the newest set of tires. I believe the newest set of tires belong to driver number 41 here tonight. Matter of fact, speaking of Charles Van Schwick, he's so fast here. Justin, we got 26 laps to go. He's already up to P2 on the inside of Tyler Massey.
They are not checking up. We're at 26 laps to go, and neither one of them checking up. Everybody gonna race hard until the checkered flag falls. Here comes Charles. He's gonna get by that number 17 Hot Rod. Massey has got to get to the bottom of the racetrack if he wants to try to get a good run coming. Here
Charles Van
comes.
Schwick is clear, Justin. I think we could possibly see a battle for the race lead for the century here as we continue to rewrite the sim racing history books for the Bump and Run Cup Series race, side by side for that final driver interview spot as well between Massey and Huntley Jr.
They are not going to check up. They're going to keep battling hard. Lap after lap, 25 laps to go here in Iowa. Charles has still got Kyler in the striking position. All Kyler needs to do is slip up in Charles' area. But if McCarthy hits you, marks, get to the throttle, and just make sure you keep that number 41 behind you. He is doing a great job at that right now.
Let's do something special right now. We're going to hop on board with Charles Van Schwick a lap and just listen in here. on the throttle, smooth on the brake, listen in again through turns 3 and 4, and then we'll hop on with Kyler McCarthy, try to dissect these two different racing lines. Plays with the throttle on Etrick, and here's Kyler McCarthy's lap.
If you notice, Charles is running about half a lane up from the bottom. Kyler kind of rotates the bottom and tries to get that thing right there on the white line. Get up back to the throttle. If you look back there, you can kind of see it in the rearview mirror. That is Charles kind of running about half a group up from the race leader, and he is not checking up from it. He is slowly creeping that lead in, and he's kind of following that line now. He's trying to get to the bottom and maybe try to catch a line, try to catch some of the weight coming off that 24, see if he can get a run to him. It's a little bit of a gap back to the number 88 Hot Rod of Huntley. But here comes Cameron Smith. He's going to look inside of Brian Huntley. They may touch, they may not. We don't ever know. I think they're both going to keep it clean and green, but that 9 is not going to go away.
How about Cameron Smith? We could call him Cotton Eye Joe tonight, because where did he come from? Where did he go? Well, now he's up here battling for the final driver interview spot as Tyler Massey as this battle, just start to brew in front of his front windscreen. Hopefully Tyler has his popcorn bucket out here tonight. Kyler up here. Oh no, Brian Huntley Jr. gets tagged. Save it, save it, save it. Oh, we're keeping it green, lean and mean, Justin. What a move here for both Brian as well as race control.
Oh, I thought my lap was going to be correct. Dang. Let's take a look at that again. Good save there, Brian Huntley Jr.
Here's the cause of it. Apologies there. Doesn't make contact with the outside wall. I think this is actually next lap by here. As I try to avoid the forklift button here tonight. 0.3 of a second. Still continue to separate our race leaders, and here the incident should happen. I think, Justin, though, I should be self-induced here for Brian Huntley Jr. unless it's the old number 9, Cameron Smith.
Take a look here, Brian trying to get to the throttle. He's trying to collect the wall.
Okay, well, now as we take a look at this, well, now Anthony Lane has gone around. We will continue to keep it under green flag conditions here. Apologies for, I'm still trying to look for that replay here. Here's Anthony Lane's incident as we were taking a look at Brian Huntley Jr.'s crash. But we're still under green here. Don't get anything wrong. Number 81, Silver Fox Racing, barely making pit lane. Oh man, that's a little bit
late
deep there.
pit call from the spotter. Very late pit call from the spotter.
All right, so now that McCarthy's up here into the lead, Justin, do you think these new tires with 16 laps to go? I know what my answer is, but I want to hear it from the man himself. You're the man himself.
Me? Oh, I am?
Yeah.
Well,
Sorry. I know that sounded like I was going to ask Kyler. But no, what do you think? Do you think Charles Van Swick will get up there to him?
Sorry, we're learning here.
No, that was on me, sorry.
I think Charles is there. He's going to have to try to find a little bit of steam here. He's going to have to try to stay right on the bank bumper of that 24, try to catch a little weight. But if you look up in front of us, we got 2 lap cars. That could play the difference in this race. As Kyler gets to them, do they race him clean? Do they get out of the way? It's going to be a close call here as we kind of come to 14 laps to go.
I wish we were, I know I said that we were racing into night earlier on in this race. Apologies there for that. I thought we were. But I wish we were, because you'd be able to see these diffusers bounce and spark along the back straightaway. Smooth as can be within the corners here, but man, Charles Van Swick, he's kind of hit an aerodynamic brick wall compared to the Kyler McCarthy here. Like we saw William Byron, I think I saw a tweet about it. What William Byron, they call him, at least his haters do, the clean air king here. I'm not saying Kyler McCarthy, that's the run here for the money, because he's having to show his pace with 10 lap older tires compared to Charles Van Swick. But I bring that up, Justin, because you've talked about it once or twice, maybe thrice here tonight. Why do we continue to see Charles Van Swick sure, he slots his line back up along the back straightaway, but why do we see Charles Van Schwick try to poke at least a headlight into some sort of clean air into the corners?
He's trying to maybe, number one, he's got to keep that car cool. You're running the piss out of it. You've got to keep it cool. And number two, maybe try to see if he can get some aero off the 24, maybe try to catch a little bit of a draft or something. But look at this 9. He has slowly caught these front two. That number 9 of Cameron Smith has slowly caught them. Here comes the 9 in, looking for P2. He's going to kind of drift up the racetrack. Charles going to get by. Charles is kind of slowly slipping away. Colin McCarthy creeping slowly away from these back two.
Also, I think you got to keep in mind, even though we're at a short track here tonight, the banking and speeds are so high, you have to keep in mind about the dirty air there behind. I think Charles Van Schwick, by getting at least a headlight out there, whether it's in clean air below or on top of wherever Kyler McCarthy is running there in front of you, I think that's going to be the name of the game here tonight as we approach 9 laps to go. Charles Van Schwick compared to Cameron Smith here, once again. Boy, St. Patrick's Day there tonight for Cameron Smith. Lots of green comparing these two front lap times. Kyler McCarthy compared to Charles Van Schwick. It's a little bit of cat and mouse back and forth for the overall race lead here tonight.
It has been back and forth, up and down, in and out, all race along. Van Schwick trying to find a way to get to the 24 and maybe race him a little bit. You got to take care of these tires, man. You have put a lot of laps on them since the last caution. You've got to check it out. Oh, the 11, or excuse me, the 18 going to spin out. That's Jaden Sanchez. Tough break for Jaden. Led a lot of laps in this race as we come around to 7 to go.
Quick replay of it. You look at the marbles there, not only at the top, but at the bottom of the track as well, Justin. Oh, no. Oh, hard contact. Race-ending damage for Jaden.
Yeah, come in a little late, but here it comes. We go. They're going to get into some lap traffic as we are coming around here. Looks like everybody's going to kind of get out the way, let these front three race. Delgado going to be the next in the pecking order. Delgado tried to get out the way. I don't think he's going to race these guys too hard and keep it up on the outside. Let these guys keep it on the bottom. He's going to get out the way. Charles go about 3/10.
Like you said there, Justin, 0.3 of a second separating our front two race leaders. McCarthy, Van Schwick, Cameron Smith there. My goodness, sir. Cameron Smith started P2 here. Justin, I'm not sure about you. I think he passed the most amount of cars here tonight. But does Charles Van Schwick, has management been the name of the game here from Iowa? Will we see if anything is left, not with only the Goodyear Racing Eagles, but as well within the fuel tank between our two front runners? Coming to 4 laps to go. That is just under 4 miles to go.
They are still side by side up in front of them. These guys are not going to let each other go, so they just have to. They are battling hard. Inside right there, that's going to be Joe Steib. Going to get out the way, get on the apron, let these guys race it out. Charles has tried every which way he can to reel in Colin McCarthy, but it is not working so far. Eventually, you're going to have to let it rotate a little bit more in the corner, maybe not even touch the brake, and try to duck it off in there. As Joe, here we go.
Oh no, Charles, save it, buddy.
Charles with a save. Oh my goodness, I think he just caught some dirty air there. That's going to open up the door for Kyler McCarthy to get away. Kent Smith going to be well behind him. Oh, my goodness.
Cameron Smith, Charles Van Schwick continue to battle it out here for P2 after Charles had another save of a century there out of turn number 2. Man, Tyler Massey up here continued to lead laps earlier on in the race. Matthew Fitz finds himself up to P5. Stan Mayberry up to P6. But right now, Kyler McCarthy, one of the points leaders here in the Bump and Run Cup Series. Just a week ago, they're out of Indianapolis, finished up there in the podium spot, top 3 finish for another run. Cameron Smith is going to smack the wall there coming out of 2, but it'll be Kyler McCarthy. Checkered flag is out here tonight. Battle for P2. It might come to the line. Cameron Smith, give it to the number 9 there for P2.
Boy, what a race.
Charles Van Schwick P3. What a race. What a finish there. Congratulations, 24 W Energy driver here tonight, newly sponsored by those guys over there at W. Congratulations, Kyler, on your race win here tonight. Real quick, fans of the 24, if you like what you saw, be sure anytime that you order some W Energy, you hit up the one, the only Nightmare 23 at checkout to get 10% off. Congratulations, Kyler. Burn this puppy down.
So congratulations, Kyler McCarthy going to pick up the win here at Iowa. Cam Smith going to bring it home P2, and Mr. Charles going to bring it home P3. Great racing action all around here tonight. Kyler going to be victorious here in the corn of Iowa Motor Speedway. So let's take a look at our top 8 or top 18. Sean, you want to lead us off?
I guess so, man. What a race. What a finish here, man. I'll take the old top 10, give you the old top 20. Kyler McCarthy's going to bring home the checkered flag here tonight. Cameron Smith barely taking home P2. Look at that 0.003 of a second at the line, separating Cameron Smith and Charles Van Schwick. Tyler Massey, Matthew Fitz there for team. Sparkle Unicorn Racing, Stan Mayberry, Josh Small, Brian Huntley Jr., Tyler Myers, and Mark Berry rounding out the top 10. Willie B. Roberts, Dale Rapp, Justin Steves, Travis Farmer, Travis Farmer, David Berry, Xavier Delgado, Jaden Sanchez, Joe Stipe, Philip Brigman, Anthony Lane, Miguel Campo, Brandon Moore, Chris Campbell, Samuel Archibald, Zach Duscher, Mike Allen, Austin Meissen, Robert Armall, rounding out our 28 driver field here tonight. Before we get cutting live to drive interviews, excuse me. Oh boy, that's a new one. Congratulations, Terry, down there live in YouTube land. Come away with the race, the chat win here tonight for our top fans. 150 XP. Matter of fact, tied right there with Terry is Carrie. Our front two runners within chat, tying it out for the race win. And then, of course, Travis Farmer for Zipper will bring it home P3. I believe right now, though, Justin, y'all will have our race winner here in just a few moments' time.
Aim off.
Alrighty, Justin, you're all good, man. Take the old, Kyler McCarthy, race winner.
Are you going to copy my friend?
Loud and clear, boys. Loud and clear.
How about you, bud? After kind of the disappointment of last week of Indy, a rough race, come back here to Iowa and put it in the winner's circle. How you feeling, my friend?
I was a little scared after that lap 6 or 7 incident where I don't know what happened. I know someone spun off 2. We got collected in, had about a minute and a half worth of damage. To come back from that and to make the strategy work, and holy crap.
That had to get crazy there towards the end, having to kind of look in the background, and all you seen was a whole lot of Charles. Just kept hitting your marks, and you pulled off here tonight.
Yeah, Charles definitely gave me a run for my money. He always does week in and week out in these cars. When I looked down and saw that he had 10-lap fresher tires, I was a little more panicked. But when I saw the lap times, how close we were together, where I'd beat him and then he beat me, and then we kind of run about the same lap time, I was like, all right, well, as long as I keep my head down, stay focused, hit my marks, we should have a good night at least. So we did that, and just able to capitalize off of it.
Oh, most definitely. Well, Kyle, you got anybody you'd like to thank tonight?
Yeah, I got to thank Brian, all the admin, y'all for the broadcast, everybody in the chat, Ebbs, Carrie, Terry, Ted, everybody in the chat that was rooting for me. Got another message that everybody was saying feet again, so glad that could entertain everybody again. They were definitely working tonight, that's for sure. So I guess these lucky socks paid off, so we'll see if we can pay off again tomorrow night too.
Congratulations, Skylar McCarthy, on the race win. Justin, you got anything for the old, or anything more for the race winner here tonight?
I don't, man. Congratulations, Skylar. Another good win, another good points night for you.
Yeah, thank you, boys. And I forgot to shout out my setup shop, Nitro Setup Shop again. If y'all don't have them, go get one. Again, proving that these things are bad fast.
Shout out there, man. Congratulations, Kyler McCarthy, once again on the race win here tonight from Iowa Speedway. As we wait for Cameron Smith here, our P2 driver. Man, driver drove up right to where he finished this race. Charles Van Schwick, I'll start my interview with you here tonight. Sean Sam over here, and the driver interview podium finishing circle here tonight. You can call it driver 41. Charles, got yourself a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
All right, P3 here tonight. Man, oh man, we saw quite a few drivers work their way up through the field here, about the second half of the race. What was going through your mind here? I mean, you had a set left in the pits there, or that you took late in the race. I don't think it was all just new Goodyear Racing rubber there underneath you. I think also quite a bit of racecraft there was in Sue there. You'll bring it home. P3, final driver interview. What was going through the mind, Charles?
It was, I had a fixed race here Sunday night, and I guess the temperature was colder. I was running a little faster times in the fixed than with my setup here, which sometimes that happens. It's weird, but, just me and Brandon were in the chat. There was one caution. I wanted to stay in the back. I saw a lot of people getting loose, including myself, in practice, and I figured I'd just hang out to the end and try to make a run, there. And, I think it was the second to the last lap. I had a humongous run coming off the 2 that I was gonna take my shot at P1 there, and there was a lap car up high, and I went to make the left to go under him, and man, oh man, I don't know how I didn't hit nothing. Saved it to hold on to a P3, but overall, just very good handling for me. I think I had a 0X, just kept riding the bottom, taking care of my tires, and just, staying away from some of the melee. A lot of the cautions I was around, but I kind of saw it happening before it happened, so I kind of just let it happen and go around it. And, I forget who was running third and fourth, or second and third when I was coming through there, but they gave me a hard fight, which hurt the tires a little bit. And then like I said, I had that run there, got a little loose, and saved it the best I could to hold on to a P3. But either way, fun running. Just wish we can clean it up a little bit.
Well, thanks for taking the moment here to talk with us after the race, Charles. Is there anybody who you'd like to thank or makes this all possible before we cut to Cameron Smith for P2?
Yeah, to you guys for the broadcast, always love watching it. There you go. I always have to hesitate there. To the admins, they had to make a tough call. They followed the rules. Someone caused 2 cautions. One of the top drivers, generally clean driver, and they followed the rule. It's always good to see. I'm sure he didn't like it, but rules are rules. And to Brian and the race control, good job keeping, especially on a short track, which is races like a Dover, send it in there. It was a good job by them, and to my company, Goat Race and Diecast, Goat Lives Matter, and to all my drivers that I sponsor. I'm probably going to bring a couple of those guys over for the ARCA League on Saturday. I'll have a couple more Goat cars out there, different paint schemes, and customs and that kind of stuff. So anything you guys need, just look me up, goatracingdiecast.com. Use GoatRacing23 promo code at checkout to get 5% off. Check out the customs, pre-orders, new, used, the whole 9.
Yeah, we appreciate that, Charles. Have a great rest of your night, man.
Thank you.
Alrighty, that being said, man, I think the old P2 driver Cameron Smith back up to where he started this race from the P2 position. Back and forth, one more time, back and forth again here tonight. Cameron, you got yourself a copy.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, bringing it home here, podium finish, second place here at Iowa. Man, what was going through your minds here tonight, driving like the old Chase Elliott Napa 9?
Oh, just trying to take care of my tires. That was the biggest thing. I knew right from the start. You know, I put a lot of laps in this week with the official races, trying to prepare for this race. And I knew right from the start the tire wear was going to be an issue. So I was really hoping for a little bit longer green flag runs than what we got. I think I would have maybe had a shot at the win if that would have been the case. But really happy with the P2. Had a really fast car. Just cooked my right front on that last run. Didn't have anything for Kyler there at the end.
We saw quite a few drivers start begging for grip, begging for mercy after burning off that right front. Whether it was temperature, pressure, or quite frankly both here, Cameron. Is there anybody who you'd like to thank or makes this all possible? Anybody who you were thinking about here or trying to reel in Kyler McCarthy?
Yeah, I just want to first and foremost thank the admins and Brian especially. He's really helped me improve with iRacing a lot. Without him, I probably wouldn't be getting finishes like this. And then I just want to thank all the other drivers for showing up. You know, it's nice to have a good sized field. I wish, like Chuck said, I wish we could clean it up a little bit, have some more green flag runs. I was really disappointed we didn't get green flag pit stops in tonight, but you know, you're going to have those nights at shorter tracks like this.
Yeah, something that we see pretty often here within the BNR Cup Series. Didn't really see any green flag runs here tonight, but Cameron Smith, we'd like to thank you again, and we're right there with you. We'd like to thank every single driver coming out, putting on a show here tonight. Cameron, congrats again, once again, on the podium finish.
Thank you.
Alrighty, well, before we get going here, Justin, I got to thank the YouTube chat here once again here, live from Iowa Speedway, the Bump and Run Cup Series. We got Terry, we got Harvest in here as well, saying missed the start, got spun twice. Okay with his finish though there, and just, man, barely in P4. Tyler, we appreciate all that you do. Everybody down there live in YouTube land, EBS 731, Carrie, Terry, all the fans there from Sim Racing Universe. Justin, before we catch our virtual flights home, is there any sort of closing remarks or thoughts that you have as we head into next week for the Bump and Run Cup Series?
Appreciate all the folks tuning in the YouTube chat. Appreciate the Bump and Run guys for putting on a spectacular show here at Iowa. Another great week of Bump and Run action. We get to do it all again next week.
Appreciate that. From the left and rights of the road course Watkins Glen, that'll be a fun one. Be sure you mark us off on your calendar. Catch Justin and I next Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We got lots of other broadcasts coming up here on SSN. They've been scrolling along the bottom of your screen. Be sure you mark those down on your calendar as well. Thank you all so much here. My name's Sean Stam. We got the old Justin, the one, the only commentator up with us here in the booth here tonight, as well as the one, the only best YouTube land here live on SSN. Sean Stam, Justin, y'all here in the booth. Thank you all so much. Drive your virtual cars home safe, and we'll see you next week. Thanks, everybody.